This is my review for the Vince Staples show, and I'm telling you now, this is phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. And if you have seen it, put your thoughts down in the comments. And everybody, make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed and click that like button for me. But this is exactly what we needed. It reminded me of Atlanta so much, and they did such a great job with this because they gave us the entertainment. It's funny. It makes you intrigued the entire time you're watching it. You are entertained, but then they also give you the information, little jewels throughout each episode. Each episode has a point. You can take away stuff from this and it can help you through life. Now, the first episode brings you right into the series. It's a limited series, but the first episode brings you right into it. And it gives you a jail scene that is hilarious. A bunch of jail scenes that are hilarious, man. But when they gave him that sandwich and he had a Uno card inside his sandwich, I was like, yo, the food they be giving dudes in jail is crazy. And it was so many deep meanings throughout that first episode. If y'all caught any of the deep meanings throughout any of the episodes, put them in the comments too. But in that first episode, he go through so much. And then he goes home. His girl asks him, how was your day? Nah, it was cool. He don't go all in detail about all of his problems and stuff. This is what most men do. Like, we know, hey, we can't just tell our girls everything. You'll lose them like that. And it's okay to sometimes talk to your girl, get advice, and, do that. But you see he come in and just say, hey, yeah, it was a cool day. That's what most people do. All right, most men. And then you also had, when he was in jail, it was the guy that was trying to stab him and beat him up and stuff. And you could see Vince Staples trying to get out of that situation. He's a guy that's dealing with fame, but he ain't as famous as he once was. That was like a key theme throughout this whole series too. Like, he's famous. Some people know who he is, but then there's other people that's like, who is that? Like, they don't know who he is. And then you had the dude in jail that wanted to take him out. And you could see, as gangster as he rapped, as gangster as he is, he ended up taking out somebody later on in this series. He knew, I need to try my best to get out of this situation. See, that's something that people don't really discuss, but throughout the hood, in situations from the most gangsters dudes, everybody know it's time you fight, and then it's time you fight. You gotta use them Nikes and get up out of there. You gotta use your mouthpiece and put an end to a situation before it go bad. These are things that people use to not get caught up and not get taken out, basically, because that's what would have happened if he'd have still been in jail, but he got up out of there, So we go to episode 2. And in episode 2, I thought it really highlighted how people could grow up in the same community, and then you could call it luck, you could call it one person being blessed, or one person being guided a little better, but they could grow up in the same community, be similar people, and go down totally different paths. You got one guy robbing the bank, and then you got a guy in Vince Staples who's successful. He's trying to get a loan. All right, so it was totally different, and they threw in a little information about the past with Vince Staples and how he got the combination to the big safe. I liked all of that. Then we go to episode 3, and I thought episode 3 was about the responsibility of success. Things that you should be doing once you get successful. That's what I thought it was about. I thought they kept on, trying to key in on that. So I liked that element. Of course, it was entertaining too. In episode 4, one of the things I took away from it, or two of the things I took away from it, one was how they was treating his girl different because she was light skinned. She was like brown. I'm lighter than her. She was like brown, and they was calling her light skinned and treating her different. And it was just highlighting the colorism within the community. It go for dark skinned people, it go for light skinned people, it go for the everything in between. You know, it's something that everybody be having to deal with. So they highlighted that. And then they also highlighted Vince really being kind of wild with how he was treating these kids, man. Like, dog, you got kids with you. Don't just be feeding one of the kids and, come on, man. Step up, and if they with you, feed them, dog. I ain't saying you got to step up and be their daddy or nothing like that, but come on, man. If you got kids with you and you make the decision to be like, I'm going to take her nephew out and he got his two friends, I'm gonna take both of them too. Don't just be letting one go without eating and all of that. That was just something I noticed in it that was just like, wow, like, come on, Vince, you gotta do better, man. But that was like more of the entertainment part. And then we get to episode 5, and it was powerful, man, because his mom had been tripping throughout the entire episodes. She had been tripping with his girl. She had been tripping with him. Because remember, he called his mom when he was in jail. She was going to let him just stay in jail. She like, yo, forget you. She's sitting up in a good house that he didn't probably bought her, right? And she like, yo, you could stay in jail. His mom is very dysfunctional. And that's something that we don't like to talk about in the community. We really don't. But a lot of the senior women put a lot of stress on the community. Because if you're a senior dude, you ain't doing what you got to do. You on drugs or something. You just going to hit the floor. You going to hit the bottom. You going to be homeless. But a lot of the senior women do be putting stress when they don't do what they supposed to do throughout their life. And then it also highlighted the fact that his father left. That was the big change. That's what did it. Because when the father was there and they was together, you see the mom is totally different and everything is working more functional. That devastated the black community. Us being raised without two parents, without that masculine leadership, without that head of a household. We literally are being raised without a head of a household. We just going through the motions, and people is wild, man. And the craziest part about that, they had Vince Staples in the house. The craziest thing is typically, I know in St. Louis they do this, but I know it's happening all across America. They will build some townhomes, or they'll build some apartments, or they'll do like some combo. They do some townhome with some apartments. Make them low income, make them Section A, and then it'll be nothing but single moms in these townhomes, in these apartments with kids. No male leadership. You look up 10 to 15 years later, these same brand new townhomes that they done built and put these single moms in will be the projects. Will be where all the gang banging going on, will be where all the dope being sold. That's literally how it go, because you get a whole little section with no male leadership. It ain't like it's just a one-off thing. It'd be like a whole section. You know what I mean? But we see how it affected Vince in his life, and of course, we end up seeing him take out somebody and leaving a kid without their father, which, I mean, come on, it was warranted, because the dude was just wild. He chased Vince for so long. I mean, after, so long, it's like, what are you going to do? So Vince didn't call the cops or nothing like that. He ended up taking him out, but he left that kid without a father. And guess what? The cycle continues, man. That's just crazy. And Vince trying to do the right thing, going back to the school, trying to get back. Kids didn't even care. That's the craziest thing too. The kids didn't care. If you're not super, super famous and popping at that very moment, A lot of the kids don't even care. They like, yo, who is this dude? He gave his little speech. They like, all right, one dude went to the bathroom and sell some weed, man. So even when he was trying to do good, the kids didn't care. And he ended up taking out a young boy father and starting that cycle all over again. But you know what? With all of that happening, you got to continue to keep on fighting. You got to continue to keep giving back, So this was very deep, man. I caught more stuff than this, but this was just my review, and I'm going straight off of stuff that I remember in my head, But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this. Out of the 7 stars, we do 7 stars on her, right? 7 is the number of completion. We do 7 stars on her. All right. I'm going to give this, because I really did enjoy this. I'm going to give this a 6.6. Like, the only thing that is missing to me is the fact it wasn't longer. Can't go all the way to 7, but I'm going to give it a 6.6 because I think it was 5 episodes, But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this in the comments. Once again, if you're still here and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. And as always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.